So, as you've probably gathered from the fact that you're watching this video at all, or the amount of Go-Kaija keys, Koryuja batteries, and the Astro Delta Megazord that's in the background, or the fact that I have cosplayed several times in my videos as the Pink Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, which is a little worrying that I've done that multiple times, or the fact that I own various other toy replicas of various Sentai items such as the Legacy Power Morpher or the Go-Kaija Mobirates, both of which I've used in videos at some point, or the fact that I have the Legacy Dragon Dagger, yeah, you can probably figure out that I am a fan of Japanese, and I'm going to say this word horribly wrong, and I'm truly, truly sorry for that. I'm a fan of Japanese Tokusatsu shows. Specifically, I'm a fan of Super Sentai, or Power Rangers as we know it in the West, as I have yet to watch a complete Kamen Rider series the whole way through. But I do have plans on doing that. I will watch Kamen Rider, don't you worry, I will watch Kamen Rider. And before we start a whole Super Sentai versus Power Rangers debate, I'm going to say this. I actually enjoy both. I don't recall there ever being a rule that says you can't enjoy both, and I don't know why you can't enjoy both. I don't know why you can't enjoy like the Japanese original, but also enjoy what the Americans do with their adaptations of it. It's fun to see. And some of you grown-up folks out there are probably sitting there wondering, wait, aren't you in your 20s? Why are you talking about some stupid kid show? Well, that's exactly why! That's exactly why I like it, because it is a stupid kid show! If you're a fan of these things as an adult and you take them like completely 100% seriously, you are severely missing the point in my opinion. The reason I like these shows is because, yeah, they are dumb kid shows. Yeah, they are ridiculous. Yeah, they're at times hilariously bad. That is why I love them. That's why I think they're brilliant. There is absolutely nothing wrong with getting in touch with the inner child within you, and that's exactly what I'm doing, getting in touch with my inner child, and, you know, I'm enjoying these things because they're a laugh, because they are ridiculously dumb kid shows. I find it funny that people are so openly willing to accept that men about my age like things like My Little Pony, but Tokusatsu shows like Super Sentai / Power Rangers, that's a no-no? That sounds like a double standard to me. And that's not to say I have anything against bronies. I really don't. I don't completely understand it, but hey, it's what makes you happy, and that's okay. So yeah, I wanted to clear the air about that, though, like I say, you've probably gathered from all my toys and whatnot, you'd probably already figured that out. So as I've mentioned several times before, this year I want to branch out and talk about more of the other things in pop culture that I like, and this is another thing in pop culture that I like. Anyway, that introduction has gone on way too long, so let's get down to the point of this video. Last week, Super Sentai started airing its 40th anniversary series, which I think is just mind-blowing. 40 years this show has been going. My word, 40 years! That to me is incredible. I mean, kudos on keeping a kid show running this long. That is really an achievement. So like I said, the 40th anniversary series, I'm going to say this horribly, I'm sorry, it's going to take me a while before I get this right, and I'm so sorry I'm saying it wrong, but it's my gaijin botching of the Japanese language. Zyuohger? That's what it's called. I'll put a subtitle in there. That's what it's called. Zyuohger. Again, I'm saying it wrong, and it's going to take me a while before I get it properly right. I'm sorry. The first episode aired last week, and the new episode is going to air tomorrow. So I thought in between times I'd give my thoughts on the first episode of this really landmark anniversary series. I think it's best that I start out talking about the costumes. To be perfectly honest though, I'm not a big fan of the costumes, if I'm perfectly honest. I don't know, it's something about the chests that bother me. They look like those t-shirts you see people wear, which, you know, have the animal face like all over them. You know the ones I'm talking about. That's what it looks like to me. It just looks like they based the design off of those t-shirts, which might very well have been the inspiration, but I don't know, it doesn't really do it for me, if I'm perfectly honest. The helmets look pretty cool, though the like yellow mouthpiece on the red helmet does bother me a little, but I get it, it's meant to be like an eagle's beak. I do get that, it's just, I don't know, it just throws off the colour balance a bit for me, so I'm not huge on the costumes, but they're not terrible, and I know plenty of people who do love them, so again, if you like them, then more power to you. I have to say, like, the zigzag pattern on the bottom of the gloves reminds me a little bit of Gingaman, or Lost Galaxy, as you may know it in the West. It makes me think a little bit of that, so I don't know if that was an intentional callback, but that's what it made me think of. Oh, and by the way, no Pink Ranger this time? You don't have a Pink Ranger? For shame. Very well then, I shall be your Pink Ranger then. Another thing that got me about this series is the cube motif they're going for. You might have seen my tweet on the Megazord, and I'm sorry to use that term when using about the Sentai, but it's the term I grew up saying, so... You might have seen my tweet on the Megazord when I said, I can see the American adaptation now, Power Rangers Minecraft Force, because that does look like something somebody made in Minecraft. I can just picture the boardroom meeting being like, okay, 40th anniversary of Super Sentai. Ideas, what are we gonna do? What do the kids like these days? Hey, the kids like Minecraft, let's go with Minecraft! I've seen some people criticise this design, and you know what it's like when you have a long-running series that has an idea that you don't like. People say they're out of ideas. But the fact is, the show has been going for 40 years in Japan. You try keeping ideas fresh for that long. I do kind of like the Rubik's Cube thing they go for with the morphers. And again, sorry to say that instead of changes, but it's what I'm used to. Yeah, I do like the Rubik's Cube thing with the morphers, though... Do they have to open up into a phone mode? I mean, the phone thing's been done to death. You could have found another way to do the whole cube motif. I think the toy version comes with little figurines of the Rangers, so couldn't you have them like putting those in, then turning it to be whatever, you know, activate, you know, the transformation or activate the Zords and whatnot? It's just, really, why did it have to be a phone? I mean, the Rubik's Cube motif was already good. On to talking about the actual first episode itself. It was good! It was good. It was nothing outstanding in my opinion, because it felt like your standard start to a Sentai series, but it was good. It was good. It establishes its characters well, and it establishes the lore they're going for in this series. Yeah, it was good. It did what it needed to do. It felt a little rushed in some points. Like it was trying to get like all the toys on screen at once, but again, standard for this sort of thing. So yeah. Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it very much. The one thing that does weird me out though is the whole animal people thing. It's I don't know if they'll include that in the Power Rangers adaptation, because that seems like a very Japanese thing to do. So basically the whole idea behind it is there's two worlds on the planet Earth, if you will. There's the human world, and then there's like this world, Zyuohland, I think they called it. Again, I'm saying it wrong and I'm sorry. Which is inhabited entirely by these animal people. And I mean animal people, like... I mean, the kids aren't going to notice this. The kids won't mind, but... It's very obviously people just like with animal heads on. It's really weird. It's very weird, and some of them make me feel very uncomfortable. It's really weird. Basically, the only human on the team is the Red Ranger, and he finds this animal land by putting this special cube he got as a child. Oh, and by the way, you're using that trope again. The Red Ranger has an important item that he got given to him as a child. You've kind of done that a bit to death. But anyway, he finds this huge, like, cube portal thing. It's called the Link Cube, which takes him to this animal world, which has is made up of even more cubes. Why the cubes? But I do have to say, the design of this animal land place, the design of this dual land place is like, it's really good. I really like it. It was a really good design. And it makes me wonder if they blew the budget designing the land, so had to go with the cheapest props possible when using the inhabitants of the land. I'm sorry, but... I'm sorry, but the animal heads on people, it makes me laugh. It's so weird, but it's weird in an awesome way. So yeah, he meets all these animal people. He meets the 4 guardians of the Link Cube, who are obviously going to become the other Rangers, and then the villains of the series who reside in a spaceship which looks kind of like a giant bow and arrow. Just go with it. Then they attack, and then they all have to come together as a team, but they don't trust a human at first, but then he shows he has the power to become the Red Zyuohger, and they all defeat the monster of the week. I do have to say, I do like the method of growing monsters in this series. It's basically the idea is that they take an arcade token, and then they slot it into like a slot that I'm assuming each monster has on them, and that causes them to come back to life and grow. That's the kind of ridiculousness I enjoy in Super Sentai. It's not quite as ridiculous as, say, Lucky Yu's watering can in Kyoryuger, but it's the kind of ridiculous I enjoy. It's an arcade token. So, as you can imagine, the standard stuff happens. They defeat the monster of the week, but the Link Cube is destroyed, so the animal people are trapped in the human world, but thankfully their Rubik's Cube morphers have a special function that turns them into humans, or makes them look like humans, basically, so they can live in the human world, and it all wraps up happy, although the twist at the end is that the Green Ranger, the elephant person, doesn't want to live in the human world. And I'm pretty certain by the end of tomorrow's episode he's going to have accepted the human world and accept that they have to function as a team, and is, yeah, going to be down with the idea of living in the human world. But it builds suspense for the kiddies. But what I do particularly love is that there's another dance in the credit sequence. Yes! Yes, I love it when there's a dance in the credit sequence. I'm gonna learn that dance! But yeah, no, there's a dance in the credit sequence and it's awesome. I know inevitably they're probably gonna have, like, families are going to send in videos of their kids doing it like they did with Kyoryuger, and in some cases it will be people about my age doing the dance. Hey, maybe I should send my video in. I'm pretty certain they won't use a video of a foreigner though. It was an enjoyable episode, though my major critique of it was that it doesn't really feel like the start of an anniversary season, if you will. It just felt like your token start to a Sentai series. If you compare it to, like, say, Gokaiger, because, like, in the first episode of Gokaiger we saw them, you know, transforming into, you know, Go Ranger and various other previous Sentai incarnations to show that, yeah, this is a tribute series, this is a salute to all we've done up to this point. So I would have liked it if they'd done like something like that, had some kind of acknowledgement of past Sentai series, but we'll see where they go with this. I assume we are going to see past Sentai heroes show up, or there is going to be like a movie where they team up with a team composed of different past Sentai heroes like they did for like Bokanger or Gao Ranger. But yeah, an enjoyable episode. I hope the kids enjoyed it, and I hope they go out there to buy all the toys and stuff. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it and you'd like to see more, please do let me know in the comment section. I'm probably not going to do like an episode by episode recap of this series, because Super Sentai series on average tend to be about 50 episodes long, so this probably isn't going to be a weekly thing, especially when you consider most episodes will follow the exact same formula. But if something particular happens to advance the plot or whatnot, like there's some big twist, like when the 6th Ranger inevitably gets introduced, I probably will do a video on that. So if you would like to see more, do let me know. And if you've seen the first episode of Zyuohger, I'm so sorry for my botching of the name, please let me know what you think, and what do you think your inner animal would be. As with all my videos, if you enjoyed this one, please thumbs up it and share it with your friends. And if you're new here and you want to see more of me talking about Tokusatsu shows or any other forms of pop culture that I enjoy that I like to talk about, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure to also follow me on Twitter as well, where I frequently post images of what I like to call anime sentai, where I combine the realms of anime with Super Sentai. And do be sure to tell me about how my choices are terrible and how there are so many better choices I could have made in these categories. Except with Go Seiger. I am completely right with my choices for Go Seiger. There is absolutely nothing wrong with those choices. Those are the ones I'm most proud of, so don't you dare say anything against my Go Seiger choices. I'm KHF and I'm signing off. May the power protect you.